Well, hello. Uh, he- Here is a tutorial on how to do the outline effect portrait, which in Canvas is option number 3. There's already a pretty clear slideshow, but I'm going to do a video in case you'd like that. And we are doing this in Photopea.com. When you first open it up, it looks like this. And your instructions in the slideshow are to take a photograph of someone that you have access to and try to use dramatic lighting, maybe with a flashlight, another cell phone. Taking the lampshade off of a lamp works really well. And a dark background seems to work really a lot better. Okay, so I'm going to assume you've taken the photograph already and you've uploaded it from your cell phone or Chromebook or camera and saved it in your Google Drive. All right, so that's where I'm going to open this image from. So I'm going to go to File, Open. This window opens up and I'm going to look in my Google Drive here. And in my drive, I have a folder called COVID-19 Enrichment. Very creative, right? And these are where I'm keeping all the things for you guys for this interesting remote learning period. So here I have a dark portrait, which I'm going to open up. And we're going to start with this. All right. So if it already doesn't have a lot of contrast and isn't kind of on the dark side, then you're going to want to go ahead and adjust that. And you do that by going to Image, Adjustments, Image Adjustments, Brightness, and Contrast. Okay. And just moving the sliders. Okay. So I could move this a little bit. Now, you'll notice we don't have quite the adjustment capabilities that we did in Lightroom, and that's just what we're working with right now. But if you go to Image Adjustments, you will see a lot of the adjustments that you're used to. Okay, so if we go to Curves, we have a little bit more of the highlights and lowlights. We can sort of come in around here and do sort of things like that. All right, so we've got our image here. All right. The next thing we want to do is create a new layer, and that's the layer we're going to do the drawing on. So over here we've got our layers, which should look familiar to you. We're going to come here to our new layer icon, and all I did was just put my mouse on top of it, and the words new layer showed up. Click, and we have a new blank layer. I can click here if I want and label it. You can always do that if you'd like, and to keep yourself organized. All right, so I have my new layer. Now I need to select the correct drawing tool. Over on the left here, the brush tool is what's showing, but as we know from Photoshop, if there's a little triangle, that means there's some other tools hidden below it. So I can click and hold down my left mouse button, and these tools show up. I'm going to select the pencil tool. Okay, I have to click again, and you'll notice there is a little dot. That's the size of my pencil. Okay, now I kind of don't want to draw with that thick of a line. So if I use my bracket keys, which are the two keys to the right of the P on my keyboard, I can press them and make my brush larger or smaller. I can also come up here to the top and adjust it using the slider, but I'm a visual person, right? So I like to look at it. I'm going to use my zoom tool to get in a little more closely so I can draw. When I'm zoomed in, if I hold down the space bar, my cursor turns into a hand and I can move around my image. So I'll be able to do some more detailed drawing. All right, I'm going to go back to my pencil tool, and I'm even going to make it slightly smaller. I need to choose the right color. Okay, So my color picker is right here in the lower left, and right now it's showing red. I want to click in that box and I'm going to select white and say okay. Okay, now white is showing in the color picker. All right, now the fun stuff. And you want to just double check that you're on this layer 1, or if you labeled it drawing or whatever, you can make sure you're on that correct layer, not on the background. And first, I come up, you guys are going to laugh at me. It's so much easier when you have a pencil than when you have a mouse. I'm on a mouse. So, and you guys are going to maybe be using your fingers. And then you can, depending on how much detail you want, you can draw the eyebrows, and you get the idea. And I'm going to come in here and do the nose, the little mustachio. I'm just going to go through this quickly. Let's come up here and we'll do some sweeping hair. He's got quite the locks going on here. I'm not really sure where his hair ends. And we've got some lips and some more facial hair. Again, you can sort of do as much or as little as you want. Okay. And do I want to do the outline? I guess I'm going to do the outline of his face. It's got kind of a cool, I can do Control Z and get rid of that because that was a little bit banana pancakes. Okay, continue that line. Goodness. And I'm just going to sort of end it there. All right, now I'm going to click on the zoom tool again and come up here and select fit the area. Okay, so there's my wonderful drawing. Now that it's there, I might say, all right, I'm going to, pencil, add some more details to the hair because I didn't really, you get the idea. And I can come up here and maybe, I don't know, give him a body. All right, so we've done that. And our next move is to take the move tool, which is the upper left, and then just move the drawing over to the left a little bit. Okay, we're basically done. If you'd like to add some more details, add another layer, and we can call this details. And you could come in here and here's some shapes. So I'm going to choose the parametric shape, and the stroke is actually the outline. So if I click here, I can select white and fill. I don't want to fill it. And I could, maybe make some shapes around the outside if I want to. And each one is on its own layer here. So I could actually come up and make some a little bit lighter. The opacity is how light or dark it is. If you notice, when I'm on each layer, I can adjust each different shape. All right, so that's it right there. All right, then when we want to save it, we're going to go to File, Export As. Okay, we want to export it as a JPEG. Quality, we'll just leave it the way it is and press Save. Okay, it's in our download manager. It's in our download. We can look at it in our folder. All right, and now sort of the goal is to kind of look for it. So let's go to recent. Sorry, my computer is quite slow these days. And our image should show up. Okay, I'm going to go do this again. Let's go to File, Export as a JPEG, Save, and Show in Folder. And if it's not showing up in your downloads, go to Recent and it should show up. It's just having a hard time because it's a large file. All right, I'm not going to waste your time, but once it's in here, you'll be able to move it into your Google Drive. Okay. And you will be able to find it there to upload it into the correct folder. Here we are. Here's our dark portrait. That's what the one we just edited. All right. And it's a JPEG. And we can move it into I'm going to move it back into my COVID-19 enrichment. So it added it in there, and now I'll be able to upload it into modules. There's the correct spot to upload it is assignment turn in right there. All right, I hope this helped in doing this, and I hope you have a great day.